Guys, for a couple days, I've been scrolling around the tier maker section because I wanted to see what people have been ranking, give me some popular tier lists maybe for a video, and I found this very, very interesting one. Breaking Bad, but the morality tier list. So we're going to be ranking characters based on the morality. Pure of heart, evil, pretty evil, bad, morally questionable, decent, good, all of that. And I thought that would be incredible as a huge Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul fan. Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad both being some of my favorite shows of all time. I want to do this tier list, and as always, guys, I would love to know what you think about it down below afterwards. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I'm your guy with many YouTube channels. Let's get started. So, Saul Goodman. Here's the problem. We're starting off with morally questionable, to be honest with you. But I almost want to put him in bad because Saul he's done so many horrible, horrible things. No, Saul's got to go in bad, dude. Saul's got to go in bad. The problem is, he tries to be a good guy. Chuck had him right. Like, he has good intentions sometimes, but there's other times where he just doesn't care. And especially if you want to get into Breaking Bad, his morality just gets worse and worse and worse. I don't want to say, though, that Saul is evil, because he's not. He's not an evil person. You know, you can just tell that people are evil. Like Gus, he's evil. I don't think Saul's there, because Saul still cares about people. Saul still doesn't like to hurt people. He felt bad, like, for example, and this is, I should have said this earlier, spoiler warning for both Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. You can take off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to continue. For example, when Howard died, you can see that hurt Saul to his core, but that doesn't excuse any of the behavior. It doesn't excuse it at all. He's still kind of responsible. Saul's bad. That's where I'm putting Saul. Now, Mr. Eyebrows himself, he's bad in the sense, like, he's just not a nice guy, but he's not good. He's not pure of heart. I'm going to put him in decent. There's nothing wrong with him. Now, the name's escaping me at the moment. I'm sorry, guys. It's been a long time since I've watched both of these shows, so some of the names on these side characters might be escaping me. The RV park guy, I would say actually that he's morally questionable because he is so easily willing to help out criminals and he has to know what he's doing. But at the end of the day, he's not really doing anything to the level of like Saul is doing. I'm going to put him in morally questionable. Now, Elliot, I would say, dude, Elliot's got to be pure heart. He saw Walt, he cared for Walt, and as far as I'm aware, we never got the true story about what actually happened. Sorry, I just saw the picture of Huel in the corner. We never actually got the story of what happened if they actually did end up screwing Walt over, but it's in my opinion, from what I took from the show, it's kind of suggested that Walt is just salty about everything, and he's taking it out on Gretchen and Elliot. He wanted to care for him, he wanted to pay for his cancer, he wanted to take him on as a job, and he wanted to work with Walt again, and he's done nothing but be nice, happy, positive. He offered to pay for the treatment. Like, I would say Elliot is a very, very, very nice man. Like, when he received the gift, it wasn't anything expensive like other people were getting him. Walt got him like a pack of noodles or whatever it was, and he cared for it with all of his heart. Elliot is a great, great person. Now, I don't think there was anything wrong with Bill Oakley, right? It depends who he was defending, because sometimes I guess you can get into lawyers, like if they're defending people like to the point where Saul, the type of people that Saul was defending, then that's an issue. But for Bill, I don't think he did anything bad, right? I would say he's good. We don't really know too much about him. Oh, man. Okay. The vacuum repairman. This dude is morally questionable. But more so... no, he's bad. He's helping people escape. Horrible, horrible people to not get caught for his own monetary gain. That's bad to do, but it's not quite evil or pretty evil. Is he worse than Saul? I would say that... no, he's not worse than Saul. There's no way. I don't know who this is. I don't remember who this guy is. I'm going to add another tier. We're going to add a row below. And we are going to put NA. Sorry about that, everybody. And I'm going to change the color of it to black. There we go. And you can't even see that. We're going to change the color again to blue. Sorry about that, guys. Now, Crazy 8. Crazy 8's bad. Drug dealer, caught up with some really, really bad people. He is bad, and I would say he's worse than both Saul and the vacuum repair guy. I don't remember this dude's name. This guy, he's not morally questionable, but he's not the greatest guy. But didn't he run over, wasn't he an alcoholic or something and ran over his own kid? What was it? Something like that? I don't know. I'm going to put him in decent. Now, Holly has to go in pure heart, right? Because it's a baby. The babies have to be pure heart. So, Elliot's better than him. Elliot's way better. I don't remember who this is. Dude, oh my god, Ernesto. Ernesto is awesome. Ernesto is pure of heart. I really would say that. He wanted to do good. He cared for people. He cared for Jimmy. He cared for Chuck. He cared for everybody around him. He wanted to do his best work. He wanted to help everybody. He is absolutely a pure heart character. Now, speaking of pure heart, we have Todd. I'm just kidding. Todd is going to be our first genuinely evil person. He is the things that he's done to Jesse, treating him like subhuman, treating him like a pet, and laughing, thinking they're actually buddies. You know, Todd is absolutely 100% evil. Now, Bill Burr, I would say that he's bad because he does a lot of really schemy crap for Saul. And he's not evil or pretty evil, but he's kind of getting to that level. He's kind of like the same reason why we talk about the vacuum repair guy. Now, Hector is absolutely evil, right? Yeah, not pretty evil. Okay, so pretty evil is still evil. Evil's got to be like the ultimate evil part, right? No, Hector's pure evil. For the way what he did to just Gus's partner just for the sake of it, and him running the things that like it suggested what kind of guy that he was before, and we got a kind of a hint in that in Better Call Saul. The dude's just a D-bag, doesn't care about anybody but himself, likes to hurt people. He is evil. Absolutely. Now, Ted Beneke. I don't want to say morally questionable. I don't want to say that because Ted hasn't done anything to that extent. What has he really done? Like, not paid his taxes? I mean, like, that's definitely not a good thing to do, but it's an understandable take. It's not like he's killing people. He's just hurting himself, right? Yeah, but Ted isn't, I guess, no. Okay, here's the thing. I just thought about something. I was going to put him in good or decent, but he slept with a married woman, and that is unforgivable in my opinion. He's going into bad. He's going to be bad. No good person does that. No matter, I don't care if you like Walter, if you don't like Walter, he knew she was married. He hooked up with her anyways. I know Skylar suggested it, but it doesn't matter. He's bad. Absolutely. Oh, no. Nacho's dad? He's I don't want to say pure of heart, but he's good because he's not pure of heart because he has hatred for the people that Nacho works with. But he's good. He cares for his son. He wants his son. He loves his son. I'm going to put him in good. Marie, morally questionable because she's a shoplifter. And I know that sounds so dumb saying because of all the different things that these characters have done throughout the entire show. It's still not nice to steal. It's not even not nice. It's horrible to steal from people. My shoplifting problem. We're getting it taken care of. Shut up, Marie. You're bad. Marie's going in bad. Not morally questionable. Get out of here. Now, oh my God, Steve Gomez. Steve is absolutely pure heart. He's one of the best characters in the entirety of Breaking Bad. He wants to do good, honest police work, take care of the bad guys. He cared for Hank. He cared for Walter and the entire family. He is just a completely 100% respectable guy. He's going in the pure heart. I'm going to put him in front of Ernesto. What do we know about Turtle Man? We know that he's done some bad stuff. He's working with, is it Don Eladio? Am I saying that right? Am I saying that correctly? I'm going to put them both in pretty evil. I think that's where I'm going to put them because we don't know enough about this guy as much as we know like Todd and Hector. So that's why I'm going to put them in pretty evil because I don't think there's still, like, don't get me wrong, pretty evil is still evil, but there's another tier of evil, okay? Huel, morally questionable. He knows who he's working for. He knows the shady things that he's doing. He is a great pickpocketer. If you're pickpocketing people, he's bad. He's bad. We got to look at this objectively, right? But he's less so than Ted and Marie. Ted's more morally questionable than Marie. That's where I'm putting him. He's kind of at the same level as Bill Burr, except a little bit worse. A little bit worse. Now, oh man, poor Francesca. Poor Francesca. I don't want to say morally questionable because it's not like to the level of Bill Burr and Huel. She's just working as a clerk. But then again, hasn't she made... No, she's made phone calls for Saul. She's done some of Saul's dirty work. But to what extent does she know? She's just doing what... that's a tough one. If there's a tier between bad and morally questionable, then I would put her there. But I just from a gut feeling over here, I'm going to go with morally questionable. Except more towards the top over here. Because this guy's siding more to the decent side, but still immorally questionable. Andrea is good. Is she pure heart? I guess so. I don't know. When I think, no, okay, because I got to think of it the same way I'm looking at Pretty Evil and Evil. Pretty Evil is still evil. There's just another tier. Good is still good. There's just another tier of good. And I think Andrea, we haven't seen Andrea be as respectable as all of these people. I'm not saying that she's not good. I think she's just good. Okay? She's just good. And keep in mind, as you move forward towards the left, you get more into the next tier. That's how I'm ranking things over here. So, and Crazy 8 is leaning towards more Pretty Evil. Just to give you guys a heads up on what I'm talking about over here. So Andrea has had a bunch of unfortunate events happen to her. Now, the police chief, I think he's the chief. He's just a good guy, wants to do some honest police work, right? Yeah, he's good. He's good. We're going to put him right behind Andrea. That's where we're going to put him. Now we have Marion, who is just good. She's looking, oh no, she's not looking for Nippy. She helped look for Nippy. But she was a little bit angry, so she's good. She's good. She falls behind Andrea a little bit, in my opinion. Maybe behind the police chief because he's doing honest police work. Oh, Wendy. Oh, Wendy. Oh, Wendy. Give me a Wendy. Wendy, is that what Hank said? I'm not just making that up, just so you guys know. I mean, Wendy's just a drug addict. She helps some pretty scummy people. Yeah. Wendy's morally questionable. Why do I keep saying morbidly or morbidly? What's wrong with me? I'm an idiot, man. Let's continue on. Lydia, oh Lydia, have you seen Lydia? Lydia is pure of heart. Lydia is pretty evil. She doesn't care who lives or dies to save her own little, Mike is completely right about her. She is straight up pretty evil. Hank Schrader is good. He wants to do, again, honest police work. He wants to catch the bad guys. He wants to make society a better place. I almost want to put him in decent, but at the end of the day, he is a good person. I'm going to put him behind Andrea. Behind the police chief. That's what we're going to do over here. Jack is evil. Pretty evil. No. Yeah, he's straight up evil, Jack. He is straight up evil. He tortured Jesse. Tortured him. Kept him in the house. Doesn't care. Wanted to kill Walt. Scums people. Just destroyed Hank and everybody. He has the connections in prison. And as far as I'm aware, he's actually an NAZI. He's more evil than Hector. But is he more evil than Todd? No, he's more evil than Todd. He is more evil than Todd. Absolutely. Next up, we have Jane, the horrible girl that was corrupting Jesse and just changing his heart, wanting to steal his money. Jane sucks, dude, but she's not nearly evil or anything. Jane is just a morally questionable girl, that's what I would say, but she's leaning on the side of good. That's where I'm going to throw her. Now, Gus Fring is straight up pretty evil. The things this guy does, he's evil. He's absolutely evil. Absolutely. He's just as bad as he's worse than Donalati because of all the things that he does. He's okay with torturing kids. He's okay with torturing people, slicing people in the neck just for his own monetary gain. He's worse than Hector. That's where I'm going to be putting Gus. Now, Gail is morally questionable. No, Gail's bad. He knows what he's doing. At the end of the day, he's cooking meth, and that's bad. He is worse than Ted and Marie. Walter's the really interesting one, okay? Because at the beginning of the show, he was honest and great, but then he turned into a very, very evil person, just like Gus Fring, actually. Just like Gus Fring. He's okay with killing kids. He doesn't care whether anybody lives or dies. He is selfish to the point where he even wanted to kill his partner, Jesse Pinkman. The only time where he ever drew the line and still ended up getting him killed is Hank. He put everybody around him in danger, didn't care. He was greedy. He wanted money. Walter White turned evil. I will say, though, out of all of the straight-up evil characters, Walter is the least evil. This guy, the name is escaping me at the moment, but he's decent, right? He didn't want anything. Once the RV got in his property, he just wanted to get it off because there was something bad with it, right? So he's decent, right? Yeah, nothing wrong with him. Let's continue on. The name's escaping me. I'm sorry, guys. It's been a long time. Andrea's son. He's doing some horrible things. He shot people. He shot Combo. He's a drug dealer. I know he's a kid. Is he bad? He's evil. He's killing people for no reason. He's killing people just because he's supposed to. He's pretty evil. I almost want to put Lydia. I have to remember they're still evil. Because I keep looking at Lydia and I'm thinking ooh, you're evil. But she hasn't done the same things as these guys have done. Right? Badger is... honestly, guys, hear me out. I think of him kind of the same way that I think of Wendy. He's morally questionable. He's still a drug dealer. He still cooks meth. But Badger doesn't want to hurt anybody. He just wants to make some money. You know? That's where I'm kind of it. But then that means Gale isn't bad. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to move Gale to morally questionable, and same with Badger. That's what I'm going to do because they just want to make some money. Same with Skinny Pete. Exact same thing. Morally questionable. Right up there with Badger, except I would say Badger's a little bit better. But these two have their good moments. They care a lot about Jesse. They're still okay. Oh, man. Both the Kettlemans into one tier, eh? Okay, so the Kettlemans are bad. They're bad. I was trying to think about their morally questionable, but they stole a bunch of money. They wanted to keep it for themselves. They wanted to frame other people. They wanted to frame Howard just cuz, right? Because they were salty. Went to prison for a good reason. Bad. But I'm going to put him in front of Bill Burr over here. That's where we're going to go. Walt Jr. is absolutely pure of heart. He wants to protect his mom. He came up with a charity to help his dad. The worst thing that Walt Jr. has done is attacked his father, like rolled him over, but that's only because he was protecting his mom. Walt Jr. is pure of heart. I'm going to put him... Oh, actually, I have this one ordered wrong. So, oh man, that's strange. For pure of heart, we're gonna go like this is the absolute pure of heart. No, I have to have this the same way that I've been doing it, okay? So the more you are to the left, the more you are closer to the other tier. That's where I'm doing it. So I'm gonna redo all of these. So Elliot is the purest of heart right now. And Walt Jr. I'm going to throw in front of Steve. That's where I'm gonna throw him. Name is escaping me for this guy at the moment. I don't know why, but he is just like Crazy 8. Same kind of level right there with him. Okay, Skylar. Skylar's bad as well. Cheated on her husband. She got into the business with Walter. She didn't necessarily like it, but at the end of the day, she still did all that stuff. She is on the same level of Ted, in my opinion. But Ted didn't drug deal. Right behind Marie. That's where I'm putting Skylar. Brock is pure heart. He's just a happy kid who wants to live his life as a kid. He has to be pure of heart. But he's still growing up, so he's around a bunch of druggish family. I'm going to put him behind Ernesto. That's where I'm going to throw him. Now, Jesse is 100% morally questionable, but still bad. Oh, this is so tough. This is so tough because he's not as bad as Saul. But you can tell, like, the reason why I had trouble ranking Saul in the bad is because you can tell he has a heart. Some of the bad things that Jesse did were because that he had to. But then again, he willingly got into the game. So Jesse is a character, just like if Mike is, I'm assuming Mike is on here. He is absolutely morally questionable. That is the guy, but he's leaning on this, on the bad part. Now, Gretchen is good as far. No, she's got to be pure of heart, right? She loved Walt. She cared for Walt. Same kind of thing with Gretchen. I mean, same kind of thing with Elliot. She's got to be pure of heart. Yeah. Both of these two are pure of heart. They want to just help Walt. They wanted to work with him. They cared for him. Right? Now, Howard's an interesting one because Howard, I thought, was bad at the beginning of Better Call Saul, but then we figured out that he was just doing what Chuck wanted, and he actually did like Jimmy. The more that the show went on, it kind of had the opposite effect of Walter White, where you see that Howard is better and better as time goes on. I'm going to say that Howard is good, but he still did some crummy things that Chuck wanted him to do. So when talking about all the characters that are good, I think that he is more so on the side of decent. Name for this dude's escaping me, but he's on the level of these guys just working with all the drug dealers. I'm going to put him with the Turtle Man over here. Chuck is bad. He's not evil. He's just a piece of crap. You know when you look at somebody, you go, dude, you are a piece of crap. Not quite where it's like you are an evil son of a gun, you know? Chuck is full of hate. Chuck is willing to tear his family apart. Chuck is just your typical bad guy. I'm going to put him in front of the Kettlemans. No, I'm going to put him in front of Scott, in front of Marie, because he didn't actually commit any crimes. So Chuck is going in the bad tier. Jane's father, he's just a regular man who cared for his daughter, loved his daughter, wanted the best for her. And I don't blame the plane crash on him. No, you know what? I do blame the plane crash on him. Why am I letting this guy off the hook? He caused a plane crash. I don't care that his daughter just died. I don't care that he's not mentally all there. You need to make sure that you're all there if you're doing a job like he's doing. He wasn't stable for the job. He went to work anyways. He didn't care. Yeah, he's bad. Not evil, because he didn't mean to do it, but he's bad. He caused a plane crash just because he felt like going into work when he shouldn't have. He is a little bit nicer than Marie, or on the bad scale. But then again, you can't compare shoplifting to a plane crash. Skylar was in the business. Anything below is in the business. That's where I'm throwing him, because at the end of the day, he still is a good guy, but his crime was inexcusable. Kim is not pure of heart. Kim is not good. Kim is not decent. Kim's morally questionable. She is morally questionable. I have to ignore the fact that I like Kim. At the end of the day, she was playing the games with Saul. She didn't do nearly as many bad things as Saul. Really, the only horrible thing she did. But then again, she was scamming a lot of people. There's a lot of really, really morally questionable things that she did. A lot of bad things that she did. But at the end of the day, she was a good person. She cared for people. She wanted to do honest lawyer work. I think she's the definition of morally questionable. Leaning towards the side of decent, though. I'm going to put her right above Francesca, because I could imagine she made some calls off screen. But then again, can we really judge her for that? That's how I'm feeling about that. Tuco is pretty evil. He got off on the pain of other people. He is a drug lord who just cared about his meth, literally liked hurting people. He killed his friend just because he was high. He is absolutely evil. Let's continue on to Nacho. And here's the problem with Nacho, because Nacho wanted out of the game the whole time, but you can't excuse the things that he's done, right? He has got to be... Oh, man. That's so tough, because I feel like I'm kind of like on the level of Jesse and Kim over here with him, where I think I'm going to put him morally questionable, because he doesn't want to do it. He wants out of the game. He just wants to escape. I think it was to Canada, actually. He just wanted to escape with his father. He made a mistake by getting in the game, but you can't excuse the things that he's done. He's morally questionable. Where am I going to put him? I'm going to put him on the level of Jesse. It's very, very comparable. But is he worse than Jesse? No, he's not worse than Jesse, because Jesse's willingly entering the game. Nacho wants out, okay? Combo. Same level as Badger and Skinny Pete, except a little bit more towards the evil side. He wasn't as nice as these two. And then the twins are absolutely pretty evil. All right, I would go as far as say evil. I'm going to go with evil. Except not quite with the same as Walt over here, because these two just, if it was time to kill somebody, it was time to kill somebody. They walked up, no expression on their face. They don't care. They'll shoot if they shoot. They'll do what they have to do. Nothing about it. Now, excuse me if I'm saying this wrong, is it Tyrus? It's been a long time since I watched this. Tyrus, same levels, Crazy 8, and, Victor. Is that his name? Victor? Regardless, same level as them, just a worker, doing some bad stuff, except, honestly, I think he's the worst. Now, Lalo is genuinely evil. Genuinely. He is legitimately crazy. He liked killing people. He liked torturing people. He is weirdly happy with the things that he's doing in life. Where am I going to put him in comparison to everybody else? He kills somebody for no reason. Can't imagine the lives that he's taking over, right? Is he worse than Gus? I'm going to put him right behind Hector. Let me know what you think down below about this one, because I am a little bit unsure where to put him in this entire tier list. Now, Mike is also another morally questionable character. He is, like I was talking about with Jesse, because the problem is he still does bad things, horrible things, and sometimes he just straight up takes orders, but sometimes he stands up and says like, okay, this isn't wrong. He doesn't see what he's doing as bad as because he's also like hurting bad people. He has his own weird sense of justice, and he's arguably the most morally questionable person in the entire universe we have going on over here. So he is the most morally questionable. Absolutely. More so than Jesse? No, I'm going to put him, definitely, I don't know, man. That's tough. I'm going to put him in front of Nacho. I think these two are, no. Oh, man. That's tough. I'm going to put him in between. I think Nacho's a little bit better. Jesse's a little bit worse. I think that's what we're going to do with it. Now, we have Kaylee and her granddaughter. What was wrong about them? I don't know if they're quite pure of heart, because they're kind of like, they're good people, but they're not insanely like pure heart, like not like Elliot. Who would have thought that Elliot's like the... Who would have have thought that Elliot is the most pure of heart person that we're ranking on this entire list. So I'm going to throw them both in good, the top of good. That's where I'm going to put both of them. Kaylee's pure heart. She's a kid. We're going to throw her in front of Brock. That's what we're going to do over there. And now we have the, oh man, why am I forgetting his name? What is his name? I need to look that up. It doesn't matter. I'm going to kick myself once I figure out his name, once I remember it. I should absolutely not. Like, I'm talking like I literally just said that this is one of my favorite shows of all time, and I'm forgetting some of the names. Again, I'm so sorry about that. I don't know if that hurts the quality of the video that you're watching over here. But anyways, say he wants to get into the game. He wants to be bad. He's willingly being bad. Same level as Badger, Skinny Pete, and all them, except arguably a little bit worse because you can tell that he really wants to do bad. So I'm going to put him over there with Gale. Werner, same kind of thing, except... Oh, okay, here's the thing. Does he know what he's building? That I don't know. Did he know what he was building? Could they just lie to him and say it was another project? But then again, there was a sketchy way to get there. He didn't know he had to be picked up from somewhere and be blindfolded and all that. He had to have known that it was for something bad. That's a toughie. He cared about his wife. He loved his wife. Seemed like an okay guy, but at the end of the day, he was doing something bad. I'm going to put Werner in morally questionable. There was some good, some bad about him. I'm going to put him at the top. More so leaning towards the side of decent. And then finally, we have the say my name guy. Same level. He's working with all these guys. He's got to be just as bad as them. So that's where I'm going to end up throwing him. So we have at the absolute most evil, the top three, we have Jack, Todd, Gus, and then the pure of heart, we have Elian and Gretchen at the top. Let me know what you guys think about this list down below, because there is a lot of debate to be had, to be honest with you. A lot. And I would love to know what you guys think. If you think I'm crazy, if you like my rankings, let me know down below. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for watching. If you are interested, I have another tier list taking a look at every single character in each universe. I will see you guys over there. Take care.